right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. How are you guys doing out there? All right. Hey, Miss Joan, Bobby. Thanks for jumping in here. Good afternoon. Hey, Lerner Smith. Thank you for all them hearts, girl. Thanks for the love. Rod Smith. Hello, brother. Thanks for jumping on here. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday to everyone out there tuning in. Today, our conversation is going to be about financial empowerment through tax knowledge. Very, very important. And guys, you're going to have a lot of good takeaways from this conversation today. Okay, so make sure that you hit like and share on this video so everyone can get this information. Super important. Financial empowerment through tax knowledge. So your financial health and well-being, wealth and everything else, your future financially, all this stuff, personal and business wise, is going to be affected by taxes, whether you want it or not, right? So the more tax knowledge you have, the better off that you will be. So it's best to understand this stuff about taxes and how it's going to impact all of your finances, personal and business, right? Hey, Geronimo, happy Thursday. Thanks for jumping in. All right. So let's jump into our first point today. Our first point today is educational empowerment. Now, everything, like I said, all kinds of monies, whatever it is, how you make it, how you get it, it's impacted by taxes. So the more knowledge you have about taxes, the better off you can plan and the more money that you can keep. So the first one, educational empowerment, you want to learn, take the tax season to learn about how your finances were impacted. If you owe more taxes, you want to know why is it that you owe more taxes. You want to learn, you want to get the knowledge, you want to be educated so that you can do better next time, right? So we need to make sure that we pay attention. Don't just get your taxes done, you owe money or you pay money and then that's it, and don't try to understand and don't try to educate yourself on what's going on with your personal finances and your taxes. Most people overlook deductions. They don't give the proper documentation to get their taxes prepared. A lot of times they leave money on the table. They pay more taxes than they need to because they don't even understand what is necessary. What do they need to write off? What do they need to give their tax person? Now, look, every tax preparer is not going to be able to ask you everything. They're going to take whatever you give them. That's how your taxes are going to be prepared. And if you didn't give them all your deductions, well, so be it. You're going to owe more taxes because, of course, they can't read your mind. They don't know what you did. And if you don't know how to give them the proper documentation, then, of course, you'll be paying more taxes. So you want to make sure that you educate yourself. Understand what kind of documentation you need to give your tax preparer. Make sure the information is correct. So educate yourself on what is important and what's not. And it's good to learn. Take every tax season and learn something new every single time, right? And another point that I really want to make here in this point number one about education and empowerment, and I'm going to make this one real simple. Let's just take your withholding. You have a job. Now, say it's not a business. You work for somebody. And you guys know when you fill out a W-4, because this is the form that the employer needs so they could deduct taxes out of your paycheck, right? And just as an example, and the reason I want to use this, most people get this wrong. What they do is they'll fill out the W-4 form and they will maybe go exempt, or they'll claim more dependents than they really have in their taxes. And I'm making this a point because I see so much, and this is tax season, so I'm seeing it a lot. So now they don't withhold enough money out of their paycheck. Why? Because they're not educated enough to know that withholding, maybe claiming just the amount of dependents that you have, not going exempt in that paycheck. They don't understand that this is going to affect them, affect their taxes in a real way, right? So educate yourself. Why am I filling out this W-4 and why am I claiming the dependents that I have? Why? Because when you file your taxes, now you can claim those dependents on your tax return. Then you will have just enough money taken out of your paycheck. If you're not educated enough, I see people do this all the time. They'll go exempt on a job, paying no federal taxes, come to file their tax return, and all of a sudden they owe all this money. Because you're not educated enough to know that if you do not have any deductions and stuff to offset that income that you make and you didn't pay enough money in, you're going to owe taxes. So guys, you don't have to know a lot about it, but educate yourself on what affects you personally from your perspective. And one of the things I really want to point out, and most people don't do this, do not compare your tax situation with somebody else's. So somebody come and tell you, well, I go exempt all year and I don't owe any taxes. That may not work for you. Everybody's situation is totally different. So you have to educate yourself by knowing your financial situation, how the taxes affect you. Just learn a few things about it. That's going to help you, and it's going to take you a long ways. Okay, so that's the first point I want to make today: education and empowerment for as far as your taxes and your finances is concerned. Okay, first point: hit like and share on this video. Angela Page, thanks for jumping in. How are you? Hey, Cognac. Hi, Mom. Hey, daughter. How are you guys doing? Okay, so hit like and share on this video: financial empowerment through tax knowledge. Again, we're not going to get deep into taxes, but you guys have to know that taxes affect everything you do financially. So understand some things about it, okay? You have to understand some things about it. Second point is self-empowerment. So you guys hit like and share on this video: self-empowerment. So you have to have a mindset that you want to empower yourself to know a little bit more than you did the year before. Each year, take it as I'm going to learn a little bit more than I did before. If you open your mind to learning a few things about how taxes are going to impact you personally, trust me, you will understand it. I know how it is. We have a tendency to feel like, okay, this is just way too much. I don't need to know anything about it. But yes, you do, because it helps you to plan. By the time you come to me to get taxes done, you have already done a lot of stuff along the way throughout the year that you may or may not need to do. But by the time you get to where you're getting those taxes done, it is too late. So you have to empower yourself and know a few things about your finances, right? So for instance, if you are operating a business, let's say operating a business, a lot of us are operating a business. You want to make sure that you are understanding the implication of separating your business finances from your personal finances. This is where we want to start. A lot of people don't understand this, so they'll have their business and their personal all mixed up together. And so this way this is another thing. They don't understand what part of their income and expenses goes to the personal, what part goes to the business. You can't do this and understand that it's not going to have an impact on your taxes. So when you know what you're doing, when you plan ahead, when you understand the strategy, guys, you pay less taxes. And what does that do? Give you more money in your pocket to invest or to set aside for retirement. Okay, so these are some of the simple stuff that you want to learn, you want to educate yourself, you want to empower yourself with. So you just understand a few things that you needed to know. Make sure that you build that personal knowledge. It's all about the mindset. If you feel the need to learn it, believe me, you can understand it. And it's only a few things you need to know. All right, so you have to understand that if you are able to save on your taxes and have that extra money in your pocket, invest it, put it away for retirement, make that money make more money for you. This is how you are going to be able to build financial wealth. Okay, so the whole thing about it is, again, not making the money, not getting the money, and then giving it all back in taxes. And this is why there's a few things that you do need to know about your taxes. So that's the second point today: financial empowerment through tax knowledge. Very simple points. You guys hit like and share on this video so everybody can get this information. Super duper info. All right, so let's get into a third point today. All right, third point today is continuous learning. And why we say continuous, because look, every day we learn something new, right? Every day we learn something new. Some situation may pop up, and so you have to know something about it, how it's going to affect your taxes. If you wind up having some assets in your business and you sold it, or if you have, let's say you have a piece of property and you sold it, these are things that's happening continuously. And as you go along, you learn as you go, right? We all learn as we go. So we have to be open-minded and keep learning, keep knowing that we're going to have an open mind to get something new every day. And you don't have to learn all of it at one time. Just get you one thing at a time, and that will help, right? So in your business, and I want to point this out again because a lot of people get this wrong. Again, you want to separate your business from your personal. Why? If you're running a business and you have the business funds in one bank account and your personal in another bank account, that's perfect. But what happened when you take the money from your personal account and put it into your business account? Now, if you don't understand and you don't know what it is that you're doing, you are likely to pay taxes on monies that you took from your personal to your business, and pay taxes on that money that you have already paid taxes on. So this is why you have to continue to learn and understand the process as you go along. You are not supposed to take money from the person that you pay taxes on, put it in your business, and because you don't know any better, when you give your income to your tax person to do your taxes, you include those funds you already pay taxes on. So now you have more money in the business. You pay more taxes on that money in the business that you already paid taxes on. It can really become chaotic and cost you so much money. So educate yourself. Again, continuous learn as you go along. And what you need to do is what you don't know, you need to ask and make sure you're getting this right. Very important. We talk about commingling funds, right? Business account over here, personal account over here. If you keep them separate, chances are you won't have that problem. Chances are you won't pierce the corporate veil of your business. Chances are if you get audited in the business, they're not going to audit your personal because there's no commingling of funds. There's a business account, there's a personal account, nothing crossed the line. If the government audit your business, they're not going to look at your personal. They look at your personal, they're not going to look at your business. So it's just simple stuff that you learn as you go along. You're not going to know it all at one time, but what I guarantee you guys, eventually you're going to get it, and it is good for your financial health. And so you're going to save money. This is what we want to do. Save money. You want to know how wealthy people becomes wealthy? That's because they understand all these taxes. They understand the tax code. Believe you me, they use the strategy and they keep more money in their pocket. And this is how they invest and become wealthy. You can do it. If they can do it, you can do it too. All right. So those are my 3 points today. Dr. Tez, thanks for jumping on here. Woo-hoo. Good afternoon. So those are my 3 points today, guys. Let's go back over this. When it comes to taxes, I like to try to make it very, very simple because I want you guys to really understand it, because I know everybody's like, oh my God, it's a whole lot. But there's things you need to know before you get to the tax person and get those taxes done. Okay, so let's recap these 3 points today. Hit like and share on this video, guys. First point is educational empowerment, right? So a lot of folks need to understand certain things that will affect their tax preparation. Make sure you have the right documentation. Know what affects your tax at the bottom line, your deductions that you need to take. Understand some of those things. What document do you need to give your tax preparer to get those taxes done accurately, right? What paperwork do you need to give them? If you give them the wrong paperwork, wrong deduction, more taxes, cost you more money. It's just that simple. Wrong withholding, owe a lot of taxes. These are some things that you just need to educate yourself on, right? My first point today. Second one is self-empowerment. Understand the implication. If you have financial planning ahead, then you know how to maneuver your tax deductions, how to pay in just enough money you need to pay in. Don't go by what somebody says. I'm going to go ahead and, file and go exempt and take all my money up front. And all of a sudden at the end of the year, you owe. You have to empower yourself financially and know your tax situation. Don't pattern it up anybody else because yours is different from theirs. So you understand what it is that you can and cannot do. And the more money that you can keep, the more money you can invest, the more money you can make, the wealthier you can become, right? So this is self-empowerment with your tax situation. Dr. Tez said, let me see now, I got to put these on so I can see what Dr. Tez said. She says, I highly recommend hiring Probys to help you start and maintain your business taxes, DBA, bookkeeping, etc. All right, so there you have it. Recommendation from Dr. Tez, bring it again, Probys Tax and Accounting. Of course, we have all the departments that handle all this stuff and guide you through the way, what entity that you need to form so that you can get the best tax result. This is what we're here for. This is what we have been doing for over, 35 years? Over 35 years. All right. So thanks for that, Dr. Tez. So on the third one, continuous learning, guys. Learning never stop. Every day you learn something new. No one says you got to know all this stuff at one time, but you just need to learn as you go along and make sure that it's very important to you. If you're running a business, make sure there's a clear distinction between your personal income and your business income so that you can get the benefit of those deductions. You want to make sure that there is no piercing of the corporate veil so that if your personal business get audited or God forbid there's some type of lawsuit or any kind of legality that takes place on the business side doesn't affect you personally. So this is how you are going to be able to separate the two. There's a way to do that. So you have to continue to educate yourself. Make sure you do that right. Okay, so those are my 3 points today, guys. If in fact you need clarity on any of this stuff, I always advise you to go to probistax.com. ProbiStax.com. There's a calendar there. Book yourself a 15-minute free consultation or call the office at 323-290-9034. I'll be happy to explain this further to you. I want to make sure that everyone understands your tax implication in their situation. This is the only way for you to build wealth. Ask everybody with a whole bunch of money if they maneuver the tax code. You need to learn how to do the same thing. All right. So again, go to probistax.com and there's a calendar. Book yourself a 15-minute free consultation. I'll be happy to talk to you about it, more about it. Okay. And then with that said, we go to elainesdesk.com. What do we have at elainesdesk.com? elainesdesk.com. This is where all of the information is about those of you who start your business, who is in business, who needs to learn how to stay in business, right? We need to make sure that you guys come and listen in on this workshop. There's going to be so much information about how to stay in business. And this is the thing. Anybody can start a business. Not anyone can stay in business. There's certain things, again, you have to learn, certain things you have to know, strategies that you need to use in order to stay in business. You want to know why some people stay in business and they're making money and they look like they're a lot more successful than you are. It's just what they know. And if you don't know, you can't do what you don't know. Knowledge is the key. All right. So there is a workshop. We're going to go over that at 6 o'clock this afternoon. I think 6 o'clock today. Guys, go to elainesdesk.com. See what that is. Just sign up, listen in for an hour of your time. So much information. It's a wealth of information that you're going to get. That will serve you a lifetime, right? Knowledge is key, and you can't take that away from anybody. Okay, so elainesdesk.com. Go there. There's a lot of information. Sign up for this workshop this afternoon at 6 p.m. And with that said, that brings me to, what is that? She said, wait, not yet. Every Tuesday and Thursday, you guys keep your notification on like you always do. Back to Probis Tax and Accounting. It is tax time. And I wanted to say this today because I didn't on Tuesday. There is a tax deadline on March the 15th. For those of you who have an LLC or an S corporation, you must get those taxes filed by March 15th and or file an extension. Okay. Probis Tax and Accounting can assist you with that. You don't have to leave the comfort of your own home. You can go online. Everything is done virtually. You can log in and upload your stuff. You need to file an extension. There's super penalty if, in fact, you have an S corp, an LLC, and you did not file your taxes by March 15th. Okay, so which is next Friday, so you don't have much time to do it. If not, get you an extension file. Right? Probis can help you with that. And I think that's it. So you guys join me every Tuesday and Thursday, as you always do. And here we are at the end, almost the end. Always when Thursday comes, I always call it the end. Almost at the end of the week. So I want you guys to make sure that, what does she have on here? She have to take care of yourself and take care of each other. Okay, I want to make sure that you guys have a wonderful and fabulous weekend. For those of you who wants to come out and make sure that you let your hair down and relax after a hard day of work, y'all can come hang out with me tomorrow evening at karaoke. This is what we do, Little Belize, where you let your hair down, you reset. It's called reset. And you can come back and be stronger top of the week. This is what we want to do so we can focus and be more successful. All right. So with that said, you guys take care of each other and take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.